It's a day we all knew might come, but one we hoped would remain a distant, murky possibility. The kind of a day that sends a collective shiver down the spine of every Emmerdale fan. Today, the whispers have grown into a roar, the rumors feel chillingly real, and our hearts are collectively in our throats. We need to talk about Cain Dingle. We need to talk about the word that's on everyone's lips: goodbye. For 25 years, Cain Dingle, brought to life with such raw, gritty perfection by the one and only Jeff Hordley, has been the brooding heart of Emmerdale. He's the bad boy we can't help but love, the tortured soul with a glint in his eye that speaks of danger and a deep, hidden well of loyalty. He's the mechanic in the garage, the protective brother, the passionate and often misguided husband. He is in so many ways Emmerdale. But the storm clouds have been gathering over Cain for what feels like an eternity, and the latest torrent of drama has left us all feeling drenched in a sense of impending doom. The shocking and tragic death of his son Nate has been a wound that has refused to heal, festering into a raw and all-consuming desire for revenge against the man responsible, John Sugden. We've watched, peeking through our fingers, as Cain has teetered on the edge. The confrontation in the woods, the shotgun in his hands, the air thick with unspoken grief and rage. It was a moment that had us all holding our breath. And then the deafening sound of that gunshot. In that single, heart-stopping moment, the future of Cain Dingle, and of Emmerdale as we know it, was thrown into question. Could this be it? Could the man who has survived so much be about to be lost to us behind the cold, unforgiving bars of a prison cell? The thought is almost too much to bear. Cain has always walked a fine line between the light and the dark. But to have his story end with the clang of a prison door would be a gut-wrenching blow to us all. And if that wasn't enough to have us reaching for the tissues, the whispers from the Dales are pointing towards an even more final, more devastating conclusion. Remember that haunting flash-forward? The one that showed a hand, adorned with a wedding ring and a familiar-looking bracelet, trapped beneath the icy, unforgiving surface of a frozen lake. Goosebumps, right? Fans with their eagle eyes and encyclopedic knowledge of all things Emmerdale have pieced together the clues. The bracelet, a gift from young Frankie. The wedding ring, a symbol of his tumultuous, passionate, and ultimately all-encompassing love for Maura. The evidence is mounting, and it's pointing to a conclusion so tragic it's almost unthinkable. Could our Cain, our hardened warrior of the Dales, be destined for a watery grave? It feels like the writers are preparing us for the unthinkable. The weight of Maura's brain tumor diagnosis has already cast a long and terrifying shadow over their lives. The thought of Cain being ripped away from her now, when she needs him the most, is a cruelty that feels almost too soap operatic, even for a soap opera. But then this is Emmerdale, a place where happiness is fleeting and heartbreak is a permanent resident. For those of us who have been on this journey with Cain from the very beginning, this feels personal. We've seen him at his absolute worst, a whirlwind of self-destruction and reckless passion. We've seen him manipulate, lie, and cheat his way through life. But we've also seen the other side of Cain. The fiercely protective father, the man who would walk through fire for his family, the vulnerable soul who, underneath all that bravado, just wants to be loved. His love story with Maura has been one for the ages. It has been a tempestuous, messy, and utterly captivating dance of two souls who are, in so many ways, each other's destiny. They have been torn apart and drawn back together more times than we can count, their connection an undeniable magnetic force. To imagine an Emmerdale without that chemistry, without that raw and unfiltered passion, is to imagine a much duller village. Jeff Hordley, the man behind the scowl, has poured his heart and soul into this character. He has given Cain a depth and a complexity that has made him more than just a villain. He has made him human. We've seen Jeff take a break from the Dales before, and the void he left was palpable. But this time, the whispers don't feel like a temporary hiatus. They feel terrifyingly permanent. Of course, in the world of soaps, nothing is ever truly certain until the credits roll. But the signs are there, and they are pointing to a farewell that will rock the very foundations of Emmerdale. Whether it's a prison sentence that tears him away from his family or a tragic accident that snatches him from us forever, one thing is certain: Emmerdale will never be the same again. So, as we brace ourselves for what's to come, let's take a moment to appreciate the journey. The fights, the feuds, the forbidden romances, the moments of unexpected tenderness. Let's remember the Cain Dingle who has kept us on the edge of our seats for a quarter of a century. And let's hope, against all hope, But this isn't the end of the road for the Dale's most iconic bad boy. But if it is, you can be sure of one thing. We'll be here, clutching our cushions, with a box of tissues at the ready, to say our final tearful goodbye.